3, 2, 1. And we're up again. I've got a co-host this week.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes, my co-host this week is another friend of mine called Funny Bunny. He'll lurk every now and then on the podcast, I suppose.
Probably.
Probably.
Just emerge from the shadows, leech off the life force of others, and then disappear again for another 6 months.
Disappear again for another 6 months? Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Done nothing. Might have broken the law a few times, but we won't go into detail.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, me, I've been doing much, mainly work, but also, too, I've been playing some older games now, and also got to play this week DayZ's new map, Livonia. It's not worth $18. I'm so disappointed with how it turned out. It was practically the original map. They reused.
Wait, you have to pay for maps.
well, this is the first time they've ever officially released a new map.
I mean, it is made by Bohemia, so I suppose it does make sense.
Yeah,
to charge.
But the thing is, though, is like you're spending $18 for a map. That's just it is pretty much reused assets. The entire map is reused assets, and the only thing that new that you're getting with that map is bears.
Is that really worth $18 though?
No,
a digital.
No, it's not worth $18.
I was gonna say, isn't that just another thing that will screw you over?
But the thing is, though, is that originally when they marketed it, so the only way you ever get to see bears is if you paid the price, right? And people paid the price just for fucking bears. But the funny thing is, though, is that now bears are on the original map, Gennaro. So it's like, well, what the fuck's the point? Like, what is the actual point for doing that? Like, you're spending $18 for a shithouse map that you don't really want to play in the first place, and yet now that they've just done this, it's like, oh well, yeah, tough luck. My problem is, though, is back with the mod days when the mod was king. You had all these other maps and stuff like that. The reason why DayZ was so popular back then is because we had different maps to play. We had multiple different, we had a variety of things we could do. But see, with this, and as also the maps, even though they did use only some, and I'll say some because they didn't use a lot of assets. But with this one, right, they've reused every single asset possible, all the building assets, everything. People go, but we like how there's rundown cars now and this and that. It's like, yeah, but it's not really worth it. Like, that could be done on Cherno, like, with no effort whatsoever, like the main map. You could add that to the new map with no problem. Like, I'm not going to be spending a lot of money for just small little details, like, but some things are overgrown. It's like, yeah, not really. Like, the map's not really that fucking... not that great, sadly. I disagree with a lot of people's arguments that defending it, but I don't know. Personally, for me, I don't think it's worth anybody's money or time. Personally, I think a lot of people, what they should do is they should wait for the mouse map that a mod is fucking making at the moment. And it looks fucking stunning, what he's doing with the engine and everything like that. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that map's going to turn out. Because the mouse, because when it was, I don't know if did you play the DayZ mod back when it came out?
Nope.
Well, the mouse was one of the most popular. It brought in a new enemy type as well at the time, which was the Bloodsucker, and it was a fucking menacing like alien.
Sounds lovely.
But the thing was that like you wouldn't know it was coming till it appeared in front of your face. Like, it was invisible till it appeared in your face. You could see a silhouette, but that was it.
Well, isn't that just dandy?
But it used to be able to kill you in one hit. Like, that you were able to kill them. Like, that wasn't an issue, but like that was scary as all shit.
It reminds me of the what is it? That robots in the game Scum or something that like shoot through walls.
Yeah. But the game was actually, at the time the game was fine. Like people are like, oh well, we think differently. It's like one thing a lot of these people that have been playing the standalone don't understand is that there was a reason why the mod was so popular. And the reasoning is completely different to how all these standalone players are actually thinking. And the reason why a lot of the old guard like myself don't really play standalone, like then again, I have been playing a lot of standalone like lately because at a point it did feel like original DayZ again. At a point, but then they've gone more and more and more into the realistic take, and it's just making things worse. And it's like the good thing with the mod though was that it was still fun, it was still exciting, even though it did have the side of realism there. It still had that fun factor. Not the boring, oh fuck, now we have to watch our sleep now? Now we've got to sleep, and now we've got to, like, it's just, it's all gotten a little silly now. And apparently
it's just a bit excessive.
And now apparently they're bringing in a way that you can now defecate, but now you have to defecate after, like, a certain amount of time. You have to go to the toilet. It's like, that's stupid. Like,
you're just going to have a bunch of people shitting on each other at this point.
Well, yeah, and as well as, too, it's going to get to the point where it's going to be a nightmare, and it's not going to be fun no more because you're going to have so many restrictions when it comes to things to do. You just are. It's become... DayZ is not... DayZ currently is not what DayZ used to be, and what made DayZ fun back when I used to play.
Who knows?
And... the biggest reason for that was because it was so much freedom to do whatever you wanted. And then when Epoch came out, the community was divided because half the community went to Epoch, and then the other half of the community stayed on Vanilla DayZ. But the community was only there was still a lot of people playing at the time. But now that the standalone's been out for a while, the standalone's at a stable place and stuff like that, and now Arma 3 has gotten into the mix with the DayZ mod.
Has it?
Oh yeah, the Arma 3's now got Exile and all sorts of stuff now, which have zombies and shit like that. And a lot of people have moved over from Arma 2 to Arma 3 because they've still got that feel, they've still got the enjoyment that they used to have with the original DayZ mod. And they don't want to go to the standalone because, in their honest opinion, the standalone is not what DayZ used to be. And I completely understand and I completely agree. So one of the things that I mentioned recently was that one of the things they need to do is bring back the old guard. You need to do something to bring back those old guard players, and you need to listen to them and understand what made DayZ good at the time. Because one of the problems they've got right now is that they don't have... like, they don't have full mods. Well, they have mod support, but people they don't have, like, the modders don't have all the assets that they need to mod properly, like make new maps and do things like that. So all these other modders, they've just been getting buying the engine and just doing things on their own. So it's become very hard for a lot of modders to do certain things.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, in my honest opinion, I don't think the new map is worth anybody's money or time. If you're a diehard DayZ fan, I think you'll probably buy it anyway if you already have bought it. But then again, and yeah, I've just been playing some old fucking Twitch shooters again, and I've started playing Shadow Warrior 2 because I finished the first one the other day. So yeah, so it's been a pretty interesting week for me, and as well as for the news this week, it's been pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into the Game of the Year awards anyway.
Yep. That's a good idea.
We don't have a Muggle of the Week this week, I'm afraid, though, because...
what of the week?
Yeah, we ever since Randy Pitchford decided about a couple of months ago that he wanted to call his co-workers Muggles and all sorts of lovely names, we decided to have a Muggle of the Week. And here was our first Muggle of the Week. So it was our Week of Internet Bullying, we like to call it. So, but we don't have anyone this week, sadly. Last week we kind of had Ninja. The week before that we had Stadia, and the week before that we had Ninja.
Is this just what people you bully for the week?
Yeah, it's our Internet Bullying of the week. Get it out of our system. It's pretty much whoever fucked up big this week. And we usually have them in the bottom left-hand corner of our fucking podcast.
Let me Google who fucked up.
Let me Google who fucked up this week. But
let's find it out.
I don't think
today I fucked up Reddit. All right, that's not what I want.
Yeah, so no one really fucked up this week big time, sadly. You can say Xbox did, but they did. But let's get into the Game of the Year awards. So only was it like a couple of weeks ago I went through all of the nominations, so we'll go through who won, because I didn't actually get a chance to watch the Game of the Year awards because I was in bed getting ready for work. I was in bed because I had to work the next morning. So let's go over, see who won. There was a couple of games that were also announced there as well, and the new Xbox. So we'll be talking about them later on.
Also, apparently, the PlayStation 5 got announced.
No, they announced that they will be having a release date. Not a release date. Well, like a release. Well, it's a date for when they're going to properly announce it, which is sometime next year. Okay. All right, so let's get into the winners. Sekiro Shadow died twice. Pulled out Game of the Year, which I kind of saw them bringing that out. It was either going to be that, Death Stranding, or Super Smash Bros. But then again, I did say Smash Bros would probably win because usually Nintendo games are always the first ones to always fucking get awards.
Yeah, it's usually because they cater to the... I would say it's because Nintendo caters to the largest audience with their games.
Yeah.
Because, like, Sekiro is really, like, it's for the Souls-like fans, and, like... Because it was a bit more casual than Dark Souls games, it did open more players to play it, because, like, people that may not have enjoyed Dark Souls enjoyed Sekiro.
No.
So, no?
Well, no, they did, yes, but what I'm trying to get is, like, yeah, you are right. Best community support went to Destiny 2, which, that doesn't surprise me, because as much as I personally don't play Destiny, the Destiny dev team Bungie have always been good when it comes to listening to the community. They've always done things for the benefit of the community, which is good. Unlike fucking some other companies I won't mention, but moving on.
Starts with a B.
Huh?
Starts with a B.
Yeah.
Ends with a D.
Yeah, that's the one.
And Bungie sort of left. We won't go any farther than that.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, now best score of music, Death Stranding. Kind of saw that was going to be pulled out.
I honestly haven't listened to. Looking at the games, I have not listened to any of the music from those games except for Kingdom Hearts 3 and Devil May Cry 5. So I would not know anything about that.
See, those three were the main ones, the main contenders. I thought would probably pull it out, but it's no surprise that Death Stranding pulled it out. Best narrative went to Disco Elysium. I have not played Disco Elysium, so I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Let's Google Disco.
I'm happy fucking the Outer Worlds didn't get it though, because that new game was fucking utter trash.
Oh, Disco Elysium. It's interesting to see. It's not what I thought it was, going off the name.
No,
to say the least.
It's different.
Yeah. It looks pretty. Oh, it's apparently a role-playing tabletop game. Cool.
Best fighting game went to Super Smash Bros. Yeah, that was 100% gonna go to there.
There wasn't. I was gonna say there was a. Like, fighting games are already in a small category. Not many people do fighting games, but Smash is always like the big welcome fighting game.
Oh yeah, Super Smash Bros. Caters to every man and their dog.
Everyone loves Smash. Basically, like I've played Smash Smash is one of the first games I ever played as a kid on the NES. I think it was.
No, but it'd be 64. That was when it first came out on the 64.
No, I wasn't alive when it came out.
Yeah, but I get what you mean. Yeah, it came out.
My earliest experience would be on the NES, I think, or whatever console.
The first one came out on the N64.
Okay.
And then they came out with every iteration of every Nintendo iteration since.
Yeah.
The next one, best audio design, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm kind of a bit shocked by that because I thought it probably would have been either Sekiro or Death Stranding or hell even Gears 5
for audio.
Yeah, because Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like their audio design was fine, but it wasn't like it.
When it says audio design, is that like the gunshots?
Yeah, like special, sound effects and and shit like that.
Apparently, I haven't really seen much. My brother was actually playing it literally like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
the gunshots they're not too bad sounding.
Yeah, also too, they also comes into the category of like people like talking to you over a radio and stuff like that, like all sorts of audio, sort of different things.
Quality. Yeah, okay.
But it doesn't come under the acting category though.
Yeah, because that's down farther, isn't it? That's a different award. Yeah.
Best strategy game went to Fire Emblem Three Houses. That was kind of no surprise. I thought it might have went to Age of Wonders, but then again, that's still a pretty decent pick.
I don't actually really know any of those strategy games. I'm still playing Warcraft 3. So,
Content Creator of the Year went to Shroud. Yeah.
I only know Grefk. I don't know any of those other content creators.
I was surprised Doc wasn't nominated.
Even nominated.
Yeah, because the thing is that as much as Doc isn't as big as Shroud, nowhere near, which is fair enough, but
he still makes good content.
Yeah, he makes great content, as well as he puts on a show. That's what it is. It's like, for him,
his whole thing's a show, like his whole character's a show.
Yeah, it's all a performance, and I personally think he's one of probably the few content creators that still do that very well. I'll be interested to see his TV show that apparently that he's been signed on for. I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see how that goes.
I'm looking at the content creator of the year nominees. I'm kind of glad Ninja's not in them, but it's like I would have been
Ninja.
Really
Don't get me started with Ninja.
If he got nominated and won, I would have been very angry.
Thing is, when it comes to Ninja, I've already done a rant on this man, right? Yeah. And like when he was defending that Fortnite player, and he's like, "Oh, but look at these other Fortnite players that were caught hacking and this and that." And he was going, "Yeah, but they only got 2 weeks. This kid, he did a more innocent thing, and he got fucking." Was it, and he got life banned. These two got 2 week bans, and they hacked in competition. And I'm like, yeah, well then the kid should have got life then.
What life?
Yeah, permaban. Yeah, like
for cheating in tournaments hosted by Epic Games.
Well, no, the other two that were caught cheating in tournaments got 2 week bans. But this guy, he was trying to show cheating in. Okay, well, he was a kid, but. He was a pro, but he was caught showing people how cheats work.
Oh, okay.
But then again, what Ninja needs to realise too is that if he's cheating, he could have cheated in big tournaments.
Yeah.
You've got to keep that in mind. You don't know what's been going on behind closed doors with him. You just don't. And then he turns around and then he finally says, even though he retracted the statement. But I find it utter bullshit that he doesn't believe it himself, right? That the fact that he turned around and said that all content creators that do this for a living, like stream games and stuff like that, or are pros and stuff like that are caught cheating, should be exempt.
Yeah.
I find that to be utter bullshit. Because like, oh, but this is their livelihood and this and that. I'm like, well, his streaming career's not over. It's not. Like, he could just open up a Twitch channel tomorrow, and guess what? Even though you're on Mixer, you can still promote him. And even if you can't promote him on Twitch, how about get him on Mixer and promote him on Mixer? Like, how hard's that? Because look at fucking Mo, for instance, from Counter-Strike. Caught cheating multiple times and still has a massive audience.
That's because people watch him, because it's kind of like watching monkeys in a cage.
Yeah, I understand that, but still, like, he's still got a fan base.
Yeah.
He's still got a lot of genuine fans that still donate to him and still watch his stuff. And same as like Flusher, for instance. Flusher that has not been caught, but is extremely dodgy.
Flush is a unique character.
But he still plays. He's still fucking playing in tournaments, even though people on the internet have countlessly proven the fact that he hacks, and he's still able to play.
I think you've gone off on a bit.
That's on the tangent, yeah. But still, like, I was trying to make a point. If he was on there, I wouldn't. No, like Ninja's a fucking idiot. Yeah. But
throw hands if he was on content creators.
Yeah, no, it's you shouldn't be exempt. You shouldn't be exempt from the rule at all. Hell, I even went on to, I said at the time too when I did my rant that I've hacked before, I've cheated before when I was younger. Guess what? I got banned. That's my fucking that's my punishment. I move on from it. That's what happens. You know, like you do bad things, you get punished. That's just how it is.
It's in the terms and conditions.
That's exactly right. In the video games, and hell, even in the pro scene too.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, moving on. Best art direction went to Control.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. That should have went to either Legend of Zelda, Sekiro, or Death Stranding.
I was gonna say, wait, Legend of Zelda. I didn't realize there was a new one.
It's technically not a new one.
Is it? Oh, is it like? Oh, is it? What is? Fucking, I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, it's not a sequel that I think. So. I think it's more of a DLC. I'm not 100 sure.
It's apparently an adventure game for the Nintendo Switch.
I'll have to have a look at it later, but yeah,
It looks pretty cute, but
yeah, it's not. Control. No, I think that was just given it to him. I think.
Yeah, I think probably either I would have said either Death Stranding or Sekiro because I think they looked really good. Those games.
They did.
Like Death Stranding looked pretty amazing in my opinion.
Best action game went to Devil May Cry 5. Happy with that. I think that deserves it. It was either that, Metro Exodus, or Gears 5. In my honest opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have said any of those three because when you think action, like they mean like big boy action. Like Gears is one of those games where it's
like you have Call of Duty there, but the Call of Duty it's the same thing pretty much every year. Even though the new one
over and over.
Even though the new one was different and it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
It doesn't hit up to those heavy hitters. It just doesn't.
Like Devil May Cry 5, Gears, and Metro Exodus are all really good action games. All different in their own aspects, though, I would say. Like, they're all slightly...
Oh, they're all different. Yes, of course.
But, like... Yeah, I think I would have said it was either between Devil May Cry or Gears, in my opinion, because those two games are, like... Gears is one of those, like, non-stop actions, and Devil May Cry is, like... It's really, like, the action itself, like, the fighting in Devil May Cry is very, It's very well, like, choreographed and very well designed.
Yes.
So it's very... It's like... It makes you nut every time you see Dante pull like a fat combo. Sort of stuff.
I agree.
It's so good to watch. It pleases my soul.
Yeah, it does.
Watching Devil May Cry gameplay.
Games for Impact, Gris. Yeah, kind of gathered it was going to go to that.
I don't even know what Gris is, so
yeah.
I'm not exactly super. I don't super duper pay attention to
best family game went to Luigi's Mansion 3. Kind of not surprising.
Oh wait, Gris. I realize now that Siege actually recently added a skin to the game to like celebrate Gris.
Well, there you go.
Yes, I just realized what Gris is. I'm stupid. Yeah, Gris looks pretty good though.
Best sports racing game, Crash Team Racing. That should not have been on the list in the first place. In my honest opinion, if you're doing a remaster or a remake, well, depending on the remake.
If it's a remaster, it doesn't count, sort of thing. Is that what you get?
If it's a remaster, no. If it's a ground up remake, depending. Like, if it's still practically the exact same game and all you've done is still practically a borderline remaster, no. But if you like did something like Resident Evil 2, where you definitely went from the ground up, changed everything, yes, that deserves
because if you've pulled what Black Desert considers a remaster, then no, that doesn't. Because you know what Black Desert did for their quote-unquote remaster, right?
Yeah, I remember.
They did absolutely nothing. And they said, we've remastered the game. Oh, man. It
was a disaster.
Yeah, you think. I got it within the first, 4 days of release. Loved it so much. And then it, literally on my birthday, it became, pay to play. And I was like, alright. Not having this. Not playing this anymore.
Yeah, it became very, pay to win.
Yeah, immensely. It's either pay to win or spend your 48 hours that you have free every week to fish.
Yeah, you are right.
It's not fun.
It's not.
I tried fishing and it literally took me 2 hours to pull a fish because Black Desert runs off a system where there's a fish population. So if everyone's fishing in one location, there becomes no fish. And because everyone's fishing, there is just not a single fish to get. So it takes ages, which is why everyone on, you'll see, everyone's on the beach just AFK fishing. Like that was still happening when I was like literally in like the first 3 days, because I bought it super duper early, and there was still like 50 people on the beach just fishing. It's ridiculous.
That's what you call grind.
Yeah. Right.
Best mobile game, Call of Duty Mobile. Yeah, I kind of saw that. Like, it was the only sort of.
I don't pay attention to mobile games, to be honest. So.
Well, it was the only mobile game that was actually semi decent.
Oh yeah, because that's it's an actual like shooting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's not just like. Yeah, I remember my friend was talking about it. He really liked it. I was gonna say, to be fair, I was gonna say I'm slightly surprised Mario Kart wasn't in there, but actually it was a complete disaster. The Mario Kart on the phone.
It was.
It was horrible. I tried and it was not good.
Best multiplayer game went to Apex Legends. Fuck off.
It's not really a multiplayer game, is it? It's a MMO because it's 100 players.
Well, no, it's technically classed.
Sorry, yeah, not co-op. I'm thinking because all these other games are more co-op. Like Borderlands 3 and Division 2 are co-op. Then there's 2 Battle Royale.
Well, no, the Division 2 is an MMO.
Oh yeah, because there's tons of people. Sorry, yeah.
I
forgot. But you can only isn't there a party cap where you can?
Yeah, you can only have 4 people in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, like any of these other games would have been a better option than that.
Yeah.
Like Apex is dead. It was dead on arrival.
It came out, it had a lot of people, and then it just stopped. Like, everyone stopped.
The only reason why I had a lot of people was because the company was fucking paying streamers to play it.
Pretty much. And also, it was made by Respawn, and everyone's like, oh, wow, like Titanfall. And then it was like, oh, wow, it's shit.
Yeah, because everyone was like, oh, fuck yeah, they did Titanfall. The Titanfall series, and Titanfall 2 was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go and download it. That's what me and my friend Toast Farmer did. We're like, oh, fuck, Respawn brought a new game, we should play it.
That's exactly what I did too. I was like, Respawn brought out a new game. Well, I've just got to go play that now. And then it was like, wait a second, this is rubbish because EA is like hoarding over the top of Respawn and not letting them do what they want.
And because it was tied into the Titanfall universe, and it was just shit.
Yeah, because if it wasn't tied into the universe, it might have been better. Because like they even had all the guns from Titanfall in the game, except they weren't like the guns in Titanfall.
No, they weren't.
Like, you would have the Mozambique shot, like the hand cannon Mozambique. And in Titanfall, I hear it's really good. I haven't properly played much Titanfall.
Yeah.
And I hear it's really good in Titanfall. But then on Apex, if you get a Mozambique, you may as well put it in your own mouth and pull the trigger.
You wouldn't die from that.
Probably not, because it does no fucking damage.
Best ongoing game went to Fortnite. No surprise.
Yeah, it's just there's no winning in that category. There's nothing in that category.
No. Best VR AR game went to Beat Saber. That was kind of a bit of a surprise, but then again, Beat Saber.
Wait, is No Man's Sky on VR or what is AR?
Virtual reality and alternative reality.
Okay, I didn't realize No Man's Sky was on VR.
Yeah, it is on VR. But I was more thinking Trover Saves Universe, but then again.
Yeah, I don't really keep up with the VR games.
Best performance went to Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff for Death Stranding. Kind of gathered they were going to build it.
Actors, right?
Well, yeah, he also mocap for it too. Like his whole like person's in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was going to go. Because I also had Outer Worlds there too. I'm so fucking glad they haven't won any yet. I haven't found any of them winning yet, but that game was so fucking dreadful.
Outer Worlds.
I don't know why people like it. I just genuinely don't.
Well, I've heard about it, and it was like
genuinely do.
Everyone was like, "Oh wow," and then it was just horrible, wasn't it?
I finished it in 4 hours. The main campaign.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I unlocked 2 main characters, and there's like 6 of them, and only went to 3 planets.
It looks attractive, but then like you play it and it's just empty. Like there's nothing.
No, it's just it's shit.
Yeah. Apparently 94% of people like it, according to Google.
I have no idea why. Because no one actually... Like I've said this criticism multiple times, and everyone's like, oh, it took me 15 hours. Fuck off, it took you 15 hours. I'd like you to go... Is that you playing the side missions as well? Oh, yeah, I did quite a few side missions as well. So that's why. It's like, oh, yeah, well, I also unlocked all the other characters too. I'm like, well, there you go.
Is there anything else to do once you, like... unlock all the characters, or is it just like...
Dude, you can up your dialogue to about 30, which you can easily do straight up, and you can breeze through half of the game. Then bump it up. Then you have to bump it up to about 45 to 50.
Just start passing all the speech checks, and then
and then you get up to 50, and then you don't need to go up any higher. You can pass 99% of your speech checks throughout the main campaign, and you don't unlock any of the other characters in your main campaign or go anywhere else.
Yeah,
that's bad. Yeah. And I didn't get the shit ending either. I got a really good ending. So what does that tell you?
Don't know. Alright, moving on.
Player's voice, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yeah, but that was alright.
Fire Emblem games have quite good voice acting, in my opinion. So
they very much do. Fresh indie game, Disco Elysium. Best roleplay game, Disco Elysium. Best independent game, Disco Elysium.
Yeah, they did quite well. They actually... I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it ZA/ZA or?
Yeah, something like that.
Or just Zorm, but they did quite well actually. It's kind of refreshing to see an indie game like pull so many titles. It's quite impressive.
No, I very much agree. Best game direction went to Death Stranding. No surprise there. Best action adventure game, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Yeah. Esports awards, best esports game, League of Legends. Definitely no surprise.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's not even a competition with that, really.
No. Best esports coach went to Danny Sorensen.
Yep. Sorensen.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that he was going to get it. Because
since Astralis has, won every single Counter-Strike tournament most this year, and the only people that have ever actually managed to win one singular match against them in a final was Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Like, Astralis has just hit a whole nother league on Counter-Strike. Like, as soon as, any sort of tournament starts, you just go, well, Astralis has won.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, the only team that has ever somewhat stood a chance this year was Team Liquid.
They even thrashed the competition down here when they had the ESL Sydney. Yeah, they thrashed it.
Astralis it's scary, how good Astralis has become this year.
Yeah.
I look back when they had Glaive and that, and they were still they were a good team. Karrigan and Glaive, and I think it was Device. I don't actually remember.
Yeah, Device was on there too.
They were a good team, but then they just got this new team, and it's just insane.
They've been ruining.
They not only have 5 incredibly talented players, they all play incredibly well together, and I feel like it's definitely the coach that helped pull all 5 individual talents into one mega team, basically.
Yeah,
he did a really good job whipping them into shape for this sort of thing.
I very much agree. Soul-heartedly, the team's amazing.
Yeah, I look at the other nominees, Adren, I know him, he's an ex-player. He's not, Team Liquid for Counter-Strike, I get that he got nominated because Team Liquid is the second best team in Counter-Strike right now. Only team that has ever, taken a round off Astralis, basically. And also Kokoma for SKT. I feel like he's only got nominated this year on the simple premise that SKT is still people still think SKT is a really good team because they've won 3 tournaments, but they haven't done much in the last 2 years, I think. So
no, they haven't. Yeah, it's because I've only been dipping my foot into watching it off and on throughout the year.
Yeah,
only because
I've personally lost interest in League now, in esports, that is.
League, I've lost interest. Even though League's still enjoyable to watch.
It's still fun to watch, but
the thing is, the reason why I stopped watching Counter-Strike was because it was just getting too frustrating. A lot of players that are clearly not legitimate, still getting away with it and still playing. It irritates me because I know Flush is now retired now, isn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Well, still, I probably won't watch till he retires. But
I'll check.
Yeah, for me, it's because of the timeline, the time zone as well. When they have the tournaments on, it's a bit hard for me to watch. But what I have watched at Astralis, they're insane.
Yeah, Australians is just it's scary. Like they're just
they're scary good. That's what they are.
Flusher still plays Fnatic, by the way. He just shaved his head.
Oh, so he looks like a fucking bald rat now, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, good on him. Fucking dickhead.
He shaved his head. I think he shaved his head and his beard, so he's just like he just looks stupid.
So yeah, he looks like a fucking cheating rat. Nice. Like it. The other problem I have with that guy too, even like a lot of other players that would get caught, like they get accused of cheating, they sit there and go, "Oh look, yeah, we understand why the fans do this. You know, we love our fans, you know, and this and that." And
Flusher just goes fuck off and die.
Well, no, because he turns around and because these other players, they go, "Yeah, but I'm not hacking. You know, I promise you this and that." You know, they do everything right. You know, and they try and keep it on the level. Yeah. Flusher just outright turns around and goes, "Fuck the fans. I don't give a flying fuck about them. I'm here for my own benefit." It's like...
Yeah, exactly. Flusher just goes, I don't care.
Yeah, he goes, I don't give a flying fuck. I don't care. I don't care what the fucking fans think. It's like, well, alright then. And when he did that, Fnatic lost a fuck ton of fans after that. Yeah. And even a lot of fans for him. Like, he has no fans. Like, I saw a photo a while ago. Was him with a signing. He was signing next to Taz.
Yeah, but everyone loves Taz.
Yeah, I know, but it's still part and parcel shows that someone that's highly respected in the pro scene have a huge line. People wanting to get a signature from him. And Flusher has 3 people.
Yeah, but Taz is he's loved and respected by everyone because he's also the oldest player currently active, which means he's just everyone respects him and everyone really everyone.
He's one of the few also too that has a family.
You just can't dislike Taz. I think it's because Taz and Pasha, they all come from Virtus Pro and everyone likes Virtus Pro. Not everyone, but it's hard to hate the members of Virtus Pro. They're just.
I like Pasha, but there are times where Pasha can be a bit of a dick.
Yeah, he can be, but he's also got a family too.
Yeah,
he's got a kid.
Yeah, they've got kids and they've got and the families and stuff, and they try and show that we can still do this job even with families. Yeah. So it's good to see. Yeah. And it's good to see. That guy that everyone likes. It's good to see Sponge also doing commentating, but I was very much surprised when was it a tournament? Was it the other last year that he was commentating, and was one of them turned around and made an absolute horrible jab at fucking the Renegades, a really, really wrong jab going on about how the Aussies are just blatant trash and called us convicts and all sorts of stuff with just venom in his fucking mouth. He was being like a real right cunt. Showed to fucking showed to Sponge, and Sponge's face, you can clearly tell he was not impressed. So he's sitting there going yeah, our team might not be good, but we're still actually pretty decent. At least we make it this far.
Renegades is actually a respectable team for a team that plays on Oceania. Because let's face it, we're not exactly the best when it comes to
it's only because of how far away we are. That's the only problem. Yeah. That's why now all these Aussie pro CS players, they now go to America, and they even though they still play for our side, they train over there because it's easier.
We've also lost a lot of Australian players to American Orgs. They go and live in America and play for American teams, things like that.
Yeah, that's it. But anyway, moving on. Otherwise, we'll keep talking about Counter-Strike for way too long. Best esports event went to the World Championship for League of Legends. No surprise. Best esports host went to Effie Shonks.
Jocks.
Yeah, who's
S-Jocks. It's a she. She's the one host for League.
Oh, okay. Righto.
She's actually really nice. She's a really nice person.
Yeah, I've never seen her, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
she's a good host. She's pleasant.
Yeah. Best esports team went to G2 Esports.
I honestly disagree with it. I don't think G2 should have won it.
It should have went to Astralis.
This should have gone to Astralis, yeah.
Team Liquid I would have been okay with, because Team Liquid have come up a long way.
Yeah, Team Liquid's the underdogs of Counter-Strike right now, because Astralis is obviously reigning supreme right now. Team Liquid is second best, but still very impressive.
But
I'm pissed that G2 got it. Well, not pissed, but I'm disappointed, because they did well, considering they're a European team up against well, Asians essentially, because Korea and China always win basically, because Europe hasn't won since the first season of League, and it's season 10 now.
Yeah.
China's won 2 years in a row. Korea before that had won like 4 years in a row, and then like one time Taiwan I think won it on like a pure like luck-based tangent. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. But yeah, like
It's
G2 did well. They got to I think the quarterfinals this year, but again, like a Chinese team, which was Fun plus Phoenix or One plus Phoenix won this year. So
yeah. I do agree. Yeah, like someone like Australis, or Team Liquid should have took it out. Best esports player went to Kyle Gerstoff. Booga.
Booga, yeah, he's a Fortnite player.
Yeah.
In case you weren't aware.
Yeah, well, he's not a bad. I have seen some of his gameplay. He's not too bad.
Yeah, like.
But
looking at the other.
Your final thoughts on the awards this year? Was it pretty good? From what I've heard, the thing wasn't a dumpster fire like it has been. Like the Game Awards actually surprisingly was really good this year.
Yeah.
So
I'm quite happy with most of the results, and I'm really I'm very happy for Zorm as a company. Like I think they've done very well for such a small company coming out of nowhere and just like
producing something that's gold.
Everyone. Yeah, like they've done it's always fantastic to see like a small indie company just come out of nowhere and just blow the competition out of the water.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like they won 3 awards. Granted, they weren't the most dazzling title awards like Game of the Year, but it's still very impressive to win 3 awards. Not many games can claim they've won 3 awards.
Yeah, that's their first game. Yeah.
Yeah, because has Zorm produced any other games before? I don't think so.
No, not that I'm aware of. They might have assisted, but I don't think they've ever properly made a.
I googled Zorm, and the only thing that came up was Disco Elysium.
Well, there you go. So, good on them. I props to them. Because you've got to have decent.
It's just impressive that they managed to pull through such an impressive game.
Oh God, yeah. Especially for a first-time studio.
Yeah. And they were in they were up against fierce competition in some of them. Like the best role-playing game, they were up against Square Enix and Capcom and Obsidian Entertainment. Those are companies that are pretty damn good companies.
Yeah, but honestly, if you had a brain in your skull, they could have beaten Obsidian pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, because Obsidian, it was the Outer Worlds that they were put up, but Obsidian has made decent games before.
Yeah. It's,
I was gonna say, I only just noticed that one of the nominees is Monster Hunter World Iceborne, which isn't technically a game; it's a DLC.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like as well. When they actually do that, right? When they nominate games that technically already out and they're just nominating DLC, that's where I don't like either.
Well, the only reason why is because Iceborne can be classed as its own standalone game on the simple premise that once you start Iceborne, you don't have to you need the original game to play Iceborne, but once you're onto the Iceborne content, you no longer have to you no longer play the original.
Do you have to pay for Iceborne, or is Iceborne free?
Yes, $70.
Fuck.
The game itself is 80, and then Iceborne is an additional 60 to 70. So it's really expensive, and it's not even on PC yet either.
I have to have a look. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out on PC, and I'm going to buy it because I've already finished Monster Hunter. Essentially, I'm huntering 150, so I've done a lot. I just have to wait for the Iceborne content, and Iceborne is one of those things where
it's $60 here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pre-purchase, but yeah, you can get it for 60.
What frustrates me with Iceborne though is what they've done is essentially they could have just added it over time, content, they've added monsters to Monster Hunter before, the Devil Joe. That was one because Monster Hunter World takes place in a new world. That all the monsters that are in Monster Hunter World aren't in other games, except for 3. So the monsters they added though, for example, they added the Devil Joe in one edition of update of the game, and he's an original monster from the old games. They could have just all the Iceborne monsters. They all most of them come from the older games, so they could have just slowly added them in updates for free. But they decided to make this basically just a really expensive DLC that just adds all this content that was missing from the start of the game. Because like there's only like 25 monsters in Monster Hunter World, and in the Monster Hunter before that there was 100 and something. So it frustrates me because it's like there's such little to do in Monster Hunter World compared to the other Monster Hunters. Like, the old Monster Hunters on the DS have more content basically.
Yeah.
Like it's frustrating, but it's like I still play it because I like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and it's still a pretty solid title in a lot of ways, and you're able to play it with friends and stuff like that, which makes it even better. Yeah. So
it's just small for it. It feels small for a Monster.
Yeah, but then again, as well, I will admit that for Monster Hunter World, it is surprisingly probably the best looking Monster Hunter they've ever done.
Yeah, because it's it's the newest, and they definitely spent a lot of time on the graphics.
Yeah, gotcha. And it's good that it's on PC and it's on everything else. I honestly think that's what sort of made it a juggernaut that it was.
Also, the fact that it's not region locked.
Yeah, which is great.
Because all the other Monster Hunters have been region locked basically, except for like 4 of them.
Yeah,
and they because the one that came before was region locked, but it got added to the Switch, and it's really annoying because who wants to play it on a Switch?
Dumb people.
It's frustrating because it's such a good Monster Hunter, but it's only on Switch, and I don't want to buy a Switch to play it.
Don't get me wrong, the Switch is actually a pretty good console, but the only drawbacks I have with it, the only drawbacks I have with it is the memory size and the battery life. Those are the only problems I have with it. Anyway, my final thoughts. Yeah, it was pretty predictable in a lot of ways for me of who would get what. Yeah. There was some things where I did sit there and I go, I wasn't sure. But for the most part, this Game of the Year Awards this week was pretty much a success. They did what they needed to intended to do. The Game Awards themselves didn't end up ending in disaster, which was good. Looking forward to next year's. Jeff Keighley did an absolutely awesome job this year. Keep it up. You seem like you're going on the right track now, and it's going on in the right path, so keep doing what you're doing. Okay, next thing this week, to 2 of the things that were announced. One of the trailers I haven't seen. Did you watch the Sons of Forest?
The Sons of the Forest. I did indeed.
Righto. Okay, so I'll play it in the background. So, what did you think of what you saw?
It looks like it will be, looking at the trailer itself, I don't think there was much gameplay trailer to be shown. I think it's what they did with the trailer was they were just trying to make it more visually attractive and catch people's attention. Because how they portrayed it in the ad, it makes it look like it's an adventure horror game that you play with friends, more than what the original Forest was, which was an adventure horror, but it also had that survival aspect to it.
Yeah.
But this one didn't feature any of the survival and base, the shelter building survival mechanic. It was just people exploring a forest and there was spooky monsters around, basically.
Well, see, so I still think they're going to have the survival element. Honestly,
they will, but they didn't display it.
No, but honestly, I think it's probably going to be a little bit more action paced, which I don't mind. I think the Forest would actually do well with an action or more action orientated version.
More combat and story.
Yeah, combat and story. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I still would like them to do a more secretive story like they did with the first game, where you had to find the story as you went along and have the outcome the way we did. I still want them to do something like that. I think it'd be it's still a perfect storytelling element for the Forest.
I like what the Forest did with its story as well, on the simple premise that you had no idea what the story was and what you were supposed to do. It's all about guessing, going down those caves and hoping for the best, because you have to go through 7 of there's I think 10 caves. You have to go through 7 of them to get the pieces you need in a certain order, and then you have to fucking get out, fight a boss, and then you only complete the story after all of that. It's so much work, and you have literally nothing to base it off of.
No, you don't. But then again, what I want to see is a bigger map, right?
Yeah, the old one was.
Not a humongous map, but something bigger.
Yeah. Something. Because the other one was manageable.
Maybe have an option where you can have online servers, where you can have more and more people playing with each other and fighting off together. But also have your story / co-op mode.
Yeah, so you have an online, one with the stories disabled, and it's just a survival and then like
Yeah, you have a survival mode, where you can have like 30, 50 players on it. Mode. Yeah, and then you have and then you have your co-op open world adventure story. Yeah.
The only problem with the multiplayer in that aspect is like unless they change it, the original Forest, every night that progressed, it got harder and harder.
Yes.
So it would be kind of awkward for that wouldn't work on a constantly ongoing server. So they would have to obviously not have that on the servers, but they would still have it in like a story if they did make it co-op.
Yeah.
Or if it was co-op.
But again, I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll probably definitely stick with they'll just stick with the co-op aspect, which I'm fine with. But I'm just saying like it could be a new thing that could do.
Yeah. It has potential to become an online survival game.
Oh fuck yeah. But honestly, I am a little shocked that they are going back to an island. I thought they were going to probably do something in a city, which how the first game ended. I thought that's where they were going to go with it.
Your kid has like a seizure on the floor, and it's like that's the end of the game.
No. It there was an extra part they added onto it in the good ending.
Did they?
Yeah,
the good ending. Was a good ending? Now?
Yeah, they go after the TV show. It shows the son brushing his teeth in the mirror. And he's he's
just had a seizure.
And he's looking at other coincidences and stuff like that, and piecing together other islands and other places on the planet that have had the same or similar fucking outcomes happening, and similar type of creatures and stuff. So it opened up a fucking world of possibilities they could have done with it.
So he's going to the next island to discover what's there.
Obviously, by looks of things, they're obviously by a part of a government organisation that's out to try and find these islands.
Yeah, or potentially even like just some sort of private military that's on, like maybe even like paid mercenaries, because they were dressed in all black, but they also they were carrying body armor and weapons. So they're clearly expecting company.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
they still crashed on the island, but
honestly, I definitely think that it's definitely going to go the main character is going to be the son. Because
son,
because see, when you watch in the trailer when it shows from his perspective, like at the end of the last game, and when you look at his arm, when he looks at his arm right there and then at the beginning of the trailer. He was looking at his arm, and his arm was all bubbling, and it was all like mutating a bit. So,
what the main character? Yeah, when you play as or the kid?
Well, no, I think you'll be playing as the kid, like obviously grown up. Because see, in the end of the game, it was the kid grown up, and after he brushed his teeth, his arm was playing up, but it was all mutating a bit and bubbling. Like if you watch the ending of the game, you'll see it. But so that's what makes me think like he's got fight demons there. That's what he's fighting his own inner demons in him. Which
I honestly, I thought you might have played as a female because the wrist looks very feminine in my opinion, but that's just me because I have fat wrists.
But no, I personally think that's the way they're going to go with it.
Yeah, it might be the kid.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like. It's going to be. That's what they're going to be doing. That's why they called it Sons of the Forest.
True.
Yeah,
that is a good point.
Yeah. So Yeah, honestly, I think this is going to be a good game. You can clearly see there's going to be new, different types of creatures, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing in the end. When the finished product, I'm hoping and praying to Christ that we get to see this next year. They did say that they would make sure that they don't want to bring it out really in a beta stage. They want to bring it out full, done, ready to go.
They learned their lessons with the original Forest. They definitely. Having that first game come out definitely is going to help them with how they control.
Well, one thing...
Because the first game sat in alpha for, what, like 4 years or something.
One thing I will admit, and the one thing I give the game credit for, they listened.
Yeah, they listened to the community.
Yeah, and like even though the story and stuff like that, they were at the process of bringing in anyway, but like all the gameplay changes, making you be able to play with friends and stuff like that, which was desperately needed.
And just the over time, like they were just adding, they were just improving the game.
Yeah.
Like from the thing that you would be the like when you play multiplayer, you're all the same character.
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Like that's all the minor details. They were just implementing all these minor details that just made the game better and better over time. And they really did listen to their fan base, and it shows that they listened to the fan base. Because now that the game's, I think, in full release, it's a lot better than when it was when I bought it.
Oh yeah, the forest now
2 years before.
the game is fucking amazing. Like it's such a very, very good game, and yes, like even though it's been full release for a while, but when the game went full release, it deserved the full release. Like they actually finished the fucking game, unlike some other fucking other companies and stuff. So they go, oh well, the game's finished, but it's not. Like PUBG and apparently DayZ's a full release now too.
Yeah, because it only took them like 5 years.
And yet they're still, but when you read it, it's like, oh, we're still technically in beta stage.
Oh, yeah, I definitely like what they've done with the forest, and it definitely sits up there with one of like my favorite survival games. It's very well done.
Very much so.
Now that it's like, and I'm just really glad that the company listens to their fans.
Yeah, and I can't wait for it. I think it looks great. I'm definitely going to be checking it out in the future. That's 100% sure.
Yeah.
The next game that was announced was New World, which I watched a trailer for because I haven't actually seen it, so we'll watch it together if you like.
Yep.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. It looks like.
It is an eternal island of legend, a place of unimaginable beauty, and a growing evil.
Just remember, I want to delay on the stream.
Where the forces of death and life are in constant conflict. For centuries, many have come in search of its power. Only to fall to its corruption. Lured by the promise of power and immortality, the darkness will claim you.
Do you really want to live forever?
Amazon Games.
I'm still watching because I'm on a delay on the stream. Does look interesting though.
It also brought out the trailer for Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I'm not really hugely interested in that, but I'll see how it goes, I suppose, when it comes out.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to watch that as well?
No. I saw the trailer a while ago.
Oh, okay. It looks like when I first saw like the thing with the deer, I thought it was going to be like Horizon Zero Dawn sort of style, and then like it got into like the feudalistic like conquistador era. There was Roman, like, I think it's just showing how, like, long people have been trying to get after that power, and then, like, I think that lady you see at the end is you. So I feel like it's going to be probably set in potentially that conquistador era.
See,
because that's
I think it looks like it, because they haven't really said what the game's going to be, but it looks to me like more like either an MMO or a survival game.
Yeah. That lady at the end, though, makes me think it might be like an open world, like almost like kind of like a game like The Witcher, where it's like magic and swords.
Yeah, or it could be that. I don't know. Like it's for me, it screams survival, sort of like MMO style game.
Yeah. Seeing all those like militaries running all around though, like at the bottom of like, because like there was a bunch of wars going on, it might even end up being an RTS, and they just really overhyped their trailer.
Could be.
Because, like, that's the sort of trailers you see on like Civ 5 or like the Total War games. They have like these really cool like dynamic trailers, and then it's like you sit at a computer screen clicking on buttons.
Well,
it's not as cool as the trailers indicate. But
then again, as well, you look at something like Total War. Like even though they're the Total War Warhammer games, even though like their cinematics are gorgeous, but the battles like they're interesting to play because like you've got all these different factions, different creatures and stuff like that fighting, and it's just very in depth and very cool to play.
Yeah.
But then again, anyway, moving on. Also, too, The Wolf Among Us has been saved. My partner is fucking ecstatic. She's happy. And it looks like DC Comics have actually taken it on board. DC Comics and Warner Brothers video games. So, I'm interested to see where this is going to go because a lot of fans were very disappointed, including my partner. I haven't played it, but my partner is a massive fan of the first game. She loved it. She played it pretty much in one night.
2 was not good.
Huh?
These are the Telltale games, right?
Yeah.
And then what? The second one killed it or something?
No, because the company fucking went bankrupt and closed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So they didn't have the game was cancelled, but they were able to finish The Walking Dead because The Walking Dead only had a couple episodes left.
Yeah.
So they ended up finishing it. Just so fans were happy to see it end. I haven't finished The Walking Dead one as much as I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead one, but then again, I've been sort of burnt out on The Walking Dead for a while because it's sort of gone iffy. But I'm very happy to see this come back. Very happy because a lot of fans were begging for another season of The Wolf Among Us.
They just didn't have the money for it. So,
as long as they don't do an episode structure like they did with the other ones, like one episode will come out, then 3 months later the second episode will come out, 3 months again later the third,
and you have to pay for each one.
Well, you can also pay just a standard flat price of like fucking $60-$70 and you get all of them.
Yeah,
like as they come out.
Yeah, hopefully they just release it in one big game.
As long as they release it in one big game, obviously you can still have the episodic structure if you want to.
Yeah, just as long as you can, as long as they don't release them months away from each other.
Yeah, actually,
so you don't sit there waiting 3 months after playing 5 minutes of gameplay, and you're like, all right, now what?
Yeah, that's it. So
otherwise, people won't buy it on release. They'll wait for all of them to come out, then buy them all.
Because for some strange reason, it was a money seller, but I don't know why. But anyway.
Well, buying episodes by episode.
Yeah, I don't get it. Personally, I just waited
can
for it to end.
overcharge for each one. Yeah, who knows?
Anyway, but it's good to see that it's back. Good to see that another studio's picked it up, and it does look like it's going to be a pretty solid game.
Which studio actually picked it up, though?
Acorn, I think it was.
I see Ad Hoc.
Ad Hoc, that's it.
Ad Hoc.
Ad Hoc's the one that's making the video game.
Okay, and it's helped along by Warner Bros. DC and TTG. It's the Telltale Games, obviously.
Telltale Games technically still own their rights, but they were willing to rent out the rights, lease out the rights. So they've sort of grabbed hold of it and want to keep going with it.
Yeah.
The next thing that was talked about that was announced this week and shown off that the studio behind the Sonic the Hedgehog redesign apparently shut down.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's kind of a kick in the teeth, especially with the work that they did. Because I give them credit. They fucking pulled something out of their ass.
They saved Sonic. I watched the first trailer, thought, saw the second trailer. I saw the second trailer and I was like, I'm definitely going to watch this now. Because I really like Sonic. And when I heard they were making a Sonic movie, I got excited.
Yeah.
Then I saw it and I was like, fuck that. And then they showed the new one and I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. They made everything about it so much better.
Yeah.
And then they just...
One second. Hated Veteran, good morning to you, and thank you for the fucking sub, man. You are a legend. Thank you very much for that, man. You are an awesome, awesome lad. Anyway, keep going. he's a pommy bastard, but yeah, we love him. We love him here on my channel. Yep. Thanks for the what? The nap.
I don't know. It said you have a button, and I clicked the button. So
he got a first fucking a founder 1 month subscriber. I had to change all that now. I don't know. I have to make stuff for them, don't I? Damn it.
Probably.
I fucking hate you. I love you too, honey. But as you were saying, yeah, about the trailer.
Oh, you're talking about?
Yeah.
So like, when I heard the company had shut down, I was like, well, I definitely have to go see the movie now, out of like respect for the company. Like, I'm very sad that the company got shut down, and like, I was gonna see the movie anyway, like regardless. But now it's like I'm going to show my respects for the company and all the work they put in to save that movie.
Yeah. And yes, killing teddies is my fun pastime. Interesting tidbit, like on DayZ, I like to sort of ruin his teddy bears. He'll just walk away and mumble under his breath, I fucking hate you.
He seems like a teddy bear, you just shoot it or something.
No joke, he turned around, he gave me it, like he's like, oh, show me the teddy. He's like, oh yeah, here you go, pull out a pistol and shot it, and he's like, you cunt, you ruined it.
Is teddy bears a item you can hold in your inventory?
In DayZ, yeah, you can actually pick up teddy bears and use like store shit in them.
Oh, you can store like switchblade and a teddy bear. The old trick in the book.
Yeah, pretty much. But
the oldest trick.
But yeah, so I am very upset that the studio shut down, because they've done a beautiful and awesome job. They pulled something that was pretty much nothing out of their ass to help them out. Yeah. You know, they've done an amazing job. They've done, and it just sucks that they're gone now.
I will be fair though. They were also They were also the studio that produced The Lion King, but it's not exactly their fault that movie was absolutely horrible.
No, because the visual design was still fine.
Like the visuals of that movie were fantastic. But the movie itself sucks. Like the reviews just said, like, it's like it was literally just like glorified. Like it was basically just showing off how good the studio was. But the movie was horrible. Like they're just showing off that they can make these really amazing, animations, basically. Which is kind of true. Like The Lion King, it looked very good. Like it was a very good animated film, but it was a terrible plot, and like it was just a terrible remake.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame that on the company that did it. You can probably blame it on the director and the people that actually were in charge of it, not just the people that made it, sort of thing. Like they weren't in charge of the story, I'm assuming. So.
No, but then again, like I will admit they've done a good job. It's good to see that Sonic's not dog shit anymore. Like, look, to be honest, the movie looks trash. It still kind of looks trashy. But I will watch it now, because seeing as the second trailer has made me sit there and go, this may be slightly enjoyable.
It's fun to watch. Like,
yeah.
I kind of want to see Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a bit of fun.
I think that's going to be funny. Yeah, that's going to be funny.
Next thing that I saw, this is not really news, but an article that I saw, but I wanted to sort of make a little bit of a debate, mate, because this podcast has been going for about an hour and nearly 20 minutes, which has been pretty good so far. It's because we've been able to have discussions and talks, and, you know, it's been great having it again. Hayden said, Sonic isn't an eye-catching film. They should have created a new game. No, actually, to be really honest with you, I'd prefer a fucking film than a new game.
Yeah,
fuck
last
me.
couple of games have not been very good.
No, but...
what was it, their most recent? Sonic Forces? Was that the most recent?
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know. But at any rate, Sonic Forces, they had 3 like lead designer, like level designers. 2 of them have never worked on a Sonic game, and the only one that did, I think his name was like something Junpei. He only worked on Sonic New World or whatever the fuck. But it was basically they got rid of all their lead like level designers, hired 2 randoms, and the only person they kept made one of the worst Sonic games in history with like a score of like 34% people liked it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think it was Sonic New World or something.
But we'll get on to this new statement that's a bit of a talking point. How DayZ spawned a new genre of the unfinished survival game. Yeah, it has, in a big way. Like, thing is though, like with DayZ, is that it looked like it was a finished product, but then it wasn't, and it was kind of a bad thing. And because they're still so stickler about letting other people do work on it, it's not really in a good it's in a good spot, but they're not in a good spot, sort of thing. DayZ, but getting onto other games, like you look at Scum, you look at fucking Ark, which has been released now for a little while, but at the time, but H1Z1, which has not fucking come out of the fucking development stage. Then you've got.
I was gonna say it's also now gone,
and it's now gone. Yeah,
they actually shut down they closed their servers in October last year, and H1Z1, the actual battle royale that they decided was worth keeping, had a whopping 251 average players this month.
Yeah, because there are so many other battle royales that are much better.
Yeah, and H1Z1, because PUBG is based off the H1Z1 gameplay, because PUBG had one of the highest average player counts, of this month. I don't know why, but apparently it was one of the most played games this month.
Yeah.
So I think most of the people that still had, stuck by H1Z1 forever and ever and ever and were not willing to let it go, have finally just realized it's not worth it and have switched to PUBG.
Yeah,
because the game's officially gone. It's dead. There's nothing that brings.
I do kind of agree with you there, Hated. If they did make another DayZ 2.0 with a lot more developers and stuff like that, pushing into the same thing, I do agree. I think the game probably would have been a lot better. Yeah, they need to have bring out more tools for modders to help out modders. And as I said to another streamer today, I was talking about Livonia, that new map we were talking about earlier today, that the old guard have no the difference compared to what DayZ used to be and what made DayZ so popular in the first place is non-existent now. It's non-existent. And the thing is that people are going, oh, but the new maps will segregate players and stuff. Believe it or not, what made DayZ DayZ mod, extremely popular was the choice of having different maps. Was the choice of having different fucking of having new things and different things to do, having maps look different.
Actually, that's another thing H1Z1 didn't have. They had the one same map.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but there is a strong DayZ following for the potential for the potential. So I'm sure the community could help so much. Yes, they could. In a lot of ways, but the problem is though, a lot of the community that were part of the mod refused to go to the standalone because the standalone is nowhere near in the state what the fucking the mod was back in the state.
It's not. They don't want to mod the standalone.
Well, no, because again, they don't even have. It's all good. It's all good. Hate a veteran. There's not enough fucking tools for the mod support. The modding team, even now, to actually turn the standalone into something that what the mod used to be like. And as well as, too, we don't have the maps like we did on fucking Arma 2. We just don't. We had great maps like fucking the Mouse, Taviana, what else? There was one other that was on the tip of my fucking tongue.
I wouldn't know because I don't play DayZ.
There was one fucking other on my fucking tongue and I've forgotten it. It was a jungle map that I'm trying to remember what it was, which was started with a P. That it was all these maps were fucking different. They were exciting, they were fun, they were good. And it's just DayZ now, they just brought a new map and it's just the exact fucking same. But this statement is not wrong. You look at fucking Ark, you look at fucking Scum, you look at fucking Conan, you look at...
You said it was a jungle map, right?
Yeah, it was.
Panthera?
That's it. Panthera. But you look at all these other fucking maps. That's what made DayZ perfect. But it is kind of right. DayZ did spawn the genre.
Yeah.
Minecraft Minecraft was the first, but DayZ did spawn the genre.
You would say you kind of say that Minecraft's finished. In fact, I would say Minecraft's going overkill now at this point.
No, I wouldn't say Minecraft's going overkill. They're just doing things to keep the fan base going.
There's too much in Minecraft now at this point, because that's what mods are for, basically. But Minecraft's kind of just getting in on the mods at this. It feels like what they're adding to Minecraft could just be done with a few mods. So it's the people that don't want it in the game, like I feel like it's a bit unnecessary to have so many random creatures in the games, like parrots, alpacas, polar bears, pandas. It just gets a
yeah,
bit,
but these are all.
If I really wanted those things, I could just get a mod for them. I don't.
Fair enough. Want them. But then again, as well, I do see these as quality of life changes, and they do keep players keep playing, and they are actually listening. And you are right, Hated Veteran. Fucking Tanoa was an actually pretty good map too, as well. And Minecraft is still popular, even after its finish date.
I think Minecraft's always going to be popular.
Yeah,
just due to like it's never going to not be popular. I think.
No. But yeah, it is right. Since DayZ came out, though, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of unfinished survival games out there. There just is.
Yeah.
Like Ark's actually now starting to do. Ark is now bringing out technically a second game, but you still need the first game to play it. Same as like Monster Hunter Iceborne.
Oh, yeah, Iceborne.
Now you got Ark Genesis that's going to be coming out in the next year sometime. Like they're going to bring out some new maps and stuff like that as well. And because now the original game is now properly finished, it's done, or DLCs like wrap up the main game. It's in a really good spot right now. And they've pretty much sort of mostly given up on Atlas, which kind of sucks, but then doesn't suck.
I know about Atlas. My friend got it when it came out, and they were like non-stop playing it, and it's been like 7 months, and they haven't touched it since.
Atlas has technically Ark 2 pretty much. Yeah, Hated Veteran. Yeah, but
I kind of feel like a lot of the survival games, a lot of people make them, overhype them, people buy them because everyone like survival games like. I love survival games. The only problem is it's just so hard to find the perfect survival.
Because you want to know why? Because
they're not finished.
Well, not that. It's because people want to find a new survival game that relives the feeling, believe it or not, of DayZ.
I haven't played DayZ. So
well, see,
I just really like survival games.
If you were around my age back when DayZ came out, right? You would understand where I come from.
I do understand.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I understand, because like DayZ is one of those games that like, it was a fantastic survival game. Everyone loved it. Like, everyone always talks about the glory days of DayZ. I wasn't around for those, I would say, because I didn't grow up with the internet. I only got the internet when I was 12, and I didn't get my computer till I was, 15? So I haven't been around the internet long enough to play DayZ, but I still like survival games.
Yeah.
I think that's because, as a kid, I was always out in the forests running around, so I've kind of grown up.
It's because people
not
these days
surviving, but
because people these days they people like me and probably Hated Veteran as well. We want a game that gives us that feeling back again, something that wants us to come back and just soak all that time.
DayZ doesn't satisfy your need to play DayZ.
Well, no, it doesn't, and because now the Arma 2 servers are all done, they're all finished. You know, like there's not many good servers on there anymore, and it's dead now. Yeah. Like it sucks, like because everyone's pretty much moved over to Exile and Arma 3, which is a decent alternative. Yeah. I will give it that, but it still doesn't scratch that itch.
Yeah, because I've been looking into like a lot of stuff, like because I've always really wanted to play like a zombie survival, like Just Survive kind of scratched that itch for me. The only problem was it wasn't very good. Like it was a fun zombie survival to play. And then I played like 7 Days to Die, also kind of fun. But 7 Days to Die is like, some of these survival games are ridiculously unfair or just ridiculously like poorly made. Like 7 Days to Die, good concept, very bad execution.
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree.
Like, if 7 Days to Die was a bit more fluent in its move, like a game I played recently was called Project Zomboid. I like Project Zomboid, but it's ridiculously hard to the point that it's like, you don't have fun playing because it's just so unfair against your own player. Like you can't see behind you because it's a top-down game.
Yeah.
Yet you can't see behind you. Your weapons break within like 15 hits. You do literally no damage with weapons. You constantly are like dying to everything. Like you start bleeding and you need to change your bandages to make sure they don't get infected.
Yeah.
Like, you can get sick off everything. You can even put, like, metal cans in the microwave and it makes a really bad noise.
Oh, God.
Like it doesn't break the microwave, it just makes a really, really bad noise. And like if you try to like, and you need it like if you want to make a farm and you try to dig in the dirt with your hands, you can cut your hands and start bleeding, and you just die from literally digging on you dig some dirt, cut your hands, they get infected, and you die.
Yeah.
The game was Project Zomboid. It's a small.
Yeah, I know the game.
I hate a veteran was just asking.
Oh yeah.
Like it's fun, but it's like it's just so hard, and like it's like a zombie takes about like maybe like 40 punches to kill. And the only problem with that is there's literally 80 in every fucking city. Like everywhere you go, you'll run into like hordes and hordes of zombies.
Yeah.
And they run faster than you sometimes, so it's really not great.
No, it's not.
Like you just get fucking rolled every time.
But yeah, as well as too what HV said as well. Like yeah, DayZ was the game for me that got me into PC gaming.
Hang on, sorry. I'm just laughing at all the veterans.
Yeah, Nico, because he pays attention to me, not like you saying ahead. Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
Literally just sandwich face. Oh, it feels bad, man. Or maybe he's. Oh, yeah, I think he means Sanger as in sausage, so you're a sausage head, not a sandwich.
Yeah, well, he's pommy, so what does that tell you?
I was gonna say, Sanger is a slang for sausage and sandwich, so what about a Sanger sausage sandwich? Ooh, got you fucking there.
I'd say Sanger sandwich. Be easier.
No. Sanger.
Fucking Jesus. But look, this statement's not wrong. It's just not. But again, as well, like, hell, even though the Ark had dinosaurs in it, a lot of people bought it. It's like, we want that itch again. We want that itch of a new survival game to play, even if it's not exactly like DayZ. We want that itch.
And some games start out good and then just go the wrong way. Like Rust started out with I liked Rust when it was like a browser game because it had like the zombies and it had like the radiation and like the built like the structures and the survival and all that. Now it's like there's nothing. It feels like the only things in Rust are racist homophobes. Like there's nothing in Rust to do anymore.
Yeah, I know a couple of them that have been playing Rust right now, but yeah. Having certain signs that say horrible fucking things, but I'm not going to say that on my Twitch channel. But
with them, just sorry, go on.
But yes, the statement is very much true in a lot of ways. Look,
my personal take on like unfinished survival games is I feel like a lot of them just like they try to produce something very quickly and hype it up. People buy it, realize it's bad, and then it's too late. You've already wasted your money, and they make away with a fair bit of cash.
But the good thing is with the DayZ mod is that it wasn't like that.
Yeah, because it's a free, because it's a mod. You can't pay for
it. But you had to pay. You had to own Arma 2 and Operation Arrowhead. That was it.
Yeah, but that's not fair. That's fine. It doesn't even go to them. It goes to Bohemian, not the people that made the mods.
Yeah,
and people don't pay for mods unless you're Microsoft and you pay for.
But like you see the use. But again, when it came to DayZ, and the one thing I will say is that the reason why DayZ mod was such a success, you saw the evolution. You saw different types of even people that played different types of survival games coming into it and finding their niche.
It fit such a fantastic market. Like that has never I've never played DayZ, but like I've seen enough gameplay to know that it's that sort of survival game that just it was like the one that everyone it was perfectly what you wanted.
Yes,
just right in difficulty, just right in like looting, survival. Like it's not ridiculously unfair. It's not ridiculously easy where there's like. You literally walk 3 meters and there's an AK on the floor, but it's also not like the zombies will literally. There's like 100 of them and you have a fucking fork.
But that's what made the mod so great.
Yeah, it worked well, but
the standalone has more gone the opposite direction. They're like, we want to make realism, and then when you have the die-hard DayZ fans now, they sit there and just go, no. Well, this is what we want. No. That's what you want, yes, but not what the old guard like me that used to love DayZ and saw what DayZ was and what it could have been.
I think what Bohemia could potentially do is, I think what would actually be maybe really convenient for them, make a DayZ that fits the old guard's needs, and then continue on with their own, like, what they want to do.
They could. Or just let modders do what the fuck they want, and modders can do that.
Yeah, because like if you make modded servers, they can just take away a bunch of the mechanics and then just use.
Well, they can take away some mechanics. They can.
Yeah, because like you could mod a server into what you want it to be.
But the problem is at the moment is that the modding is very broken because you have to download every single fucking mod, and some of these servers have like 60 mods, and you have to look up each and every one of them to download them. The good thing with the DayZ, like the Arma 2 launcher, that you are able to download all of the mods straight from there. And if you wanted to join a server, you just click download. They downloaded all the mods for you, and you load it up. On the DayZ standalone launcher, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's fucking annoying. So the good thing is that, again, they need these systems to work. Otherwise, it's just not. But at the moment, the statement makes a very valid point. Like, you look at, like, Ark that took, 3 years development time before it became released, to something like Rust.
Still fucking broken.
And it's still broken. Very, very much broken.
Rust, like, but then you compare, like, with Rust as well, because it's still, I think it's still in beta. You look at what it was classed as in beta when it was on Steam, and then you look at the beta now, and they're pretty much completely different games altogether.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, there's nothing similar to the game. Like, they're completely different map. Like, everything changed. Like, there is not like a single mechanic in the old Rust that is still in the new Rust. Essentially, there's nothing basically.
Yeah, Rust is a new game.
It's completely different to the Rust that I saw when I was 12 watching Markiplier play it. That Rust is what I wanted, and then they changed it, and now I don't want. I have Rust because I thought it would still be the same.
Yeah, Rust back when I played it when it launched was vastly different.
Yeah, when it was on Steam, it was like when it just came out on Steam, it was really good, and then it became horrible.
Yeah.
So, they went the wrong way with it.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're still in that. They're still doing okay.
Yeah, I just think personally it's the wrong way for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And yeah, you look at, again, Scum that's still going. The Forest, even we were talking about the Forest earlier. The Forest is the same as well.
But they actually finished their game eventually.
Oh yeah, but again, the statement's still the same. It started in a genre where survival games were not finished.
Yeah, and they started and then stopped for a very long time, and they revived it. Like, they just kind of went silent for a little bit at one point.
Yeah, but I think but when they came back, it was a major update.
Yeah, they came back.
That was why they were quiet for so long.
Yeah. That's because, like, if you look at their reviews on Steam, it went from, like, mixed reviews to, like, on their all reviews. Their all reviews sits at very positive right now. But it used to sit at about positive to mixed, and their recent reviews were about the same. Their recent reviews now are overwhelmingly positive.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, now that, yeah, because people, like, it's gone from, like, they've brought up their average thing from, Stranded Deep as well. That's a fucking another thing that
yeah, they've given up on that game altogether.
Yeah, that game's gone. Also, Subnautica. Subnautica's, I wouldn't say finished, but it's...
Well, like, it's classified as finished.
Yeah, but, like, it's still kind of... They've left a few things up in the air, I think, like multiplayer. Yeah. They let a person do the modding for multiplayer, and they said, yes, use this mod, but they haven't implemented it themselves yet.
No. Well, we'll quickly finish up this little thing now, but, yeah, like, look, the statement's true. In a lot of ways, I don't think it was 100% the reason, but it was the start of something that was gonna end up being what we have now today. And even not just survival games, just games in general that are just not finished, and they just bring them out. Next thing that was talked about was Magic Legends is an MMO set in the Magic the Gathering universe. So we've got now a MOBA kind of game, I think, or is it a proper... I wouldn't actually know it to be an MMO because they were actually planning on doing a proper MMO.
Yeah, I assume that's an open world level, like, kind of like, well, WoW, essentially.
I think that's probably a good idea. I think Magic the Gathering is probably going to be a game that would be best suited for an MMO.
Yeah, like there's a lot of fantasy in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, and the story is actually very, very interesting. But
I'm not super duper into Magic the Gathering. I never grew out of that Duel Masters phase, which was their first attempt at a game.
Yeah, let's never talk about Duel Masters because that was fucking dreadful.
Hey, no, I still have my Duel Master cards behind me.
Duel Masters is fucking trash, funny. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic are the only two heavy hitters right
It was fun for when I was a kid, because it basically follows the same principles as Magic, but Magic is much more refined.
Yeah.
And much more balanced, because there was some pretty unbalanced shit in fucking Duel Masters. Like, those cards that would be able to... Like, because you didn't have to go... Like, most cards don't have taunts on them. There's a few, like... Very little cards had taunts, so you actually could just straight away hit a person. And a lot of cards had double hit shield things, and you only got 5 of them. So if you got hit 3 times, you just fucking lose. It's fantastic. Like,
yeah, there's a reason why that game died in the ass, funny. There's a reason why the game died in the ass.
Yeah, it literally it died before it even left the 90s.
Yeah, pretty much.
I still have it on my DS. Oh, sorry, not my DS, my Game Boy.
Oh, look, honestly, I think it'd be a good idea. Problem is, though, that the Magic the Gathering community is pretty fucking toxic.
Toxic?
Yeah, very toxic, very political.
The community ruins it.
Very political as well, and they have been sort of trying to jam politics into it. And it has sort of put it down a bit.
It's one of those things where I was like, the community ruins the game. Or like, because like, that's happened before. Like, in my opinion, the community is what ruins Rust. And like it happens with films and other things like that. Like the community can ruin films and like other TV shows and such.
Who are the Magic the Gathering community? They're very toxic and they're very opinionated, and they have also been driving politics to go specific ways. Like they have.
It's because they're all millennials.
Yeah, like the thing is, though, is a lot of the old Magic the Gathering is a card game. Really, it's a very, very, very popular trading card game.
It is the most popular trading card game.
Well, yeah, it is the most popular. The second most popular is Yu-Gi-Oh! So
I thought Pokemon was.
Actually, Pokemon's the second biggest, and Yu-Gi-Oh's the third biggest. Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but Yu-Gi-Oh's actually played. Like, no one knows how to fucking play Pokemon.
Oh no, there's a lot of people that do.
Yeah, but do you know how to play Pokemon? Because I sure as fuck don't. I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, saying millennials makes too many people cry. Ah, well.
We can call them Gen Z then. Plus, you're a millennial, Aaron. You can speak that language. I'm not a millennial, so leave me out of this.
Oh, fuck off, I'm a millennial. I don't think like one.
Yeah, you are. 24, aren't you?
25.
That's a millennial.
No, I just missed the bracket, but I'm still classed as one.
So what are you, Gen... No, I'm Gen X. What are you then?
I'm Gen... I'm Gen... something. I can't remember.
You're a boomer!
I'm not a fucking boomer, fuck that. Anyway, moving on to the next fucking thing, but yeah, it looks like it might be a decent idea. Microsoft announced their new console. What do you think of Xbox Series X?
The only pictures I've seen of it was one person showed it to me in a Discord, and the other image I've seen was someone photoshopped it to look like the Twin Towers, so that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, like, it looks bland as fuck.
It looks boring, but it's like, it's a console, so like, I don't care what the console looks like, as long as it works. Like, my fucking computer, it looks horrible, but it works.
I want to see this thing in person, because I want to see how big it actually is.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, like, a reference size, because I feel like it's going to be, like... I feel like it's going to be not as, like, wide as, like, other consoles. It's going to be, like, somewhat thinner. But it's just going to be obnoxiously tall.
Yeah, it looks like a mini desktop, Joker says. Yeah, it does.
It does. It does.
It's a mini desktop, really.
It's either a mini... It's like a mini desktop, or you stack, like, 15 internet modems on top of each other.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Like, it just looks like a really stupid... It's just a stupid looking rectangle.
Personally, what I think Xbox should do from now on is actually make low-end PCs. And, well, hang on, still with their AI, stuff like that, right? But...
Yeah, just use, like, low-end PC parts.
Gaming PC, like... But, and any game that you buy that's an exclusive for Xbox... will automatically configure the graphics settings to you, that thing, and it automatically all PC games automatically configure to that those specs, and as well as to have and mainly have games that are all controller support.
Yeah.
So you can still use it at home, but then again, I think it's bland as fuck.
Now that I'm like thinking hard about it, I think the only reason people play console is because they can't afford PCs, or they don't want to think about having to build their own.
That too.
Console just seems like a convenient scapegoat if you really want to play a game, but you don't want to spend money, or like I don't know. Like,
you don't want to spend a lot of money. That is.
I don't see a lot of reasoning to buying console. It's like you just buy it, you plug it into a wall, you buy your game, you stick it in the CD-ROM,
and at least you know it's going to work.
Play it.
At least I think it's more convenience.
But for example, like with me, I bought new RAM, a fan, and a graphics card. And my friend who installed the fan for me, we didn't know the size, like the socket it was meant to fit in. So we guessed 3 times.
Yeah.
To try and fit it onto my processor, and we eventually fitted it. And also, I bought a card. I bought the RTX 2060 Super.
And Joker
almost didn't fit in my fucking computer case.
And
I had to push the wires out the way.
And Joker, you can buy low end consoles for about that size. Well, not consoles. I mean low end PCs. It's just again, you got to understand that the low end sort of gaming PCs, they don't have a lot of parts. But yeah, you are right. It would need to be a little bit bigger, maybe. Because I target at people who want to be more social and sit in the lounge room and with their friends and family. Yeah, that's true.
The only problem with that, though, is that games are only 2-player multiplayer these days. They're not even 4-player multiplayer.
Unless you go with Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo games are always going to be massively, like, 4-player multiplayer.
And it also depends on, with Xbox as well, like, if it's not really the later Halo games, but if you want to talk about, like, there are some games they do have that come out that are 4-player co-op.
Yeah, but a lot of games always come out as 2-player because everyone plays online these days.
Personally, how I see it, a lot more like people that are gamers that are around my age and older, they buy consoles for just the simple fact that they are convenient. They only have to pay one standard price for about 8 years. They can play most of the modern games that come out. It's just easy, affordable, and it's at least whatever game they buy that's.
Oh, I'll just talk with them. Yeah, sorry, I'm just interacting with Joker.
Yeah,
I suppose it doesn't make sense to sit in the lounge room. But you can also just put your computer in the lounge room. Like, my friend has his computer in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right next to his dad, who sits in the lounge room with his console. And they always talk back and forth. Like, one of them was, like, today he was calling a New Zealand guy a sheepshagger, and his dad just looks over and goes, Kiwi? And goes, yeah.
Yeah, but you are right in some ways, though, Joker, as well. Like, yeah, like, some people do buy consoles just because of their social aspect. Like, at least they're able to play in a lounge room, they're still able to socialise with friends or something like that, or even play with friends and stuff like that, or family members and stuff. You are right. There's some people who do buy consoles for that reason as well. And thank you, Hated Veteran, for the $10 donation. That'll be great. That will go straight on my porn collection.
Jesus Christ. That's
I'm joking, but thank you very much for the support. Any support is greatly appreciated. But yes, look, well, for me personally, if they're going to stick with the same deal that they have with the Xbox One right now, where all their all of their games are going to be also going to PC, or their standalone games, it's not really going to be worth someone like me, or you, Funny, or Joker, or Hated Veteran to go out of your way and pay for it. If they're still going to have that system, I might as well just use the $500 to $800 that I would spend on a new console and throw it straight in my PC.
Yeah, because that's what I did. Like, instead of like, because I sold my consoles because I had a PlayStation 4. I sold it for like $200, and I used it straight on PC bits and like games for my PC. And then like like instead of buying another PlayStation, I just went and bought a new card, things like that. Like,
and you are right, also too, Hated. Yes, it is also that as well, and it also can cater to a lower income gaming community and a younger scale gaming community. Yes, you are right.
Because consoles are very convenient for kids and adults alike that don't particularly have the money to play, and it's also a convenient thing because kids don't know how to build PCs. My first PC was an absolute total disaster when I built it. It fucking blew up, for God's sakes. Like, I was only like 13.
Mine
I had
didn't.
no idea how to build.
Mine didn't.
Yeah, well, shut up, man. I don't pay attention to parts. I grew up on a farm. I actually grew up on a farm, but I may as well have. So yeah, I didn't grow up with computers. I always grew up with like sticks and hitting toads. So, you know, different stuff. So when I got my computer, I had a 500 watt power supply in it, and it's designed for office work, and it has a 10-year lifespan. I managed to short circuit it within 2 years.
Well, obviously, seeing as though what you're fucking doing with the thing.
Yeah, I think 20 tabs of Fortnite porn is definitely not a good idea.
No, that's not a fucking good thing.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, like I've never actually built a PC either. Hated Veteran. I always usually find someone that I know that builds them for me. I buy the parts, they build it for me. I watch them build it. Yeah, I'm trying to learn myself.
That's what my friend does. Yeah, that's what my friend did. Like I had Jammers, you know Jammers. Yeah. He helped me. He instructed me on how to install my RAM and my card. And then when it came to my replacing my fan on my processor, I decided to let my friend do it because he's built PCs, and I watched him. And yeah, it wasn't great because he knows what he's doing, but it was a struggle because I had no idea, and it kind of just did not help him in any way, shape, or form. But in the end, everything works, and I almost only blew up my card once because I plugged in way too many. I don't actually know what I did. I plugged a cable into something, forgot that I had to turn the PC off for a split second, and almost blew my card up. So that would have been $700 down the drain if I blew my card up instantly.
Oh, God.
Would have been very sad.
But final thoughts on the Xbox. We don't really know a lot, apart from the trailer that they've brought out.
And the fact that it looks like a rectangle.
Yeah, apart from the fact that it looks like a rectangle. I'll put the link in the chats. I'll even put it in the YouTube chat as well.
Because we don't actually know how big it is, but going off that because it's got a control there for reference.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that much bigger than... it shouldn't be too big, because controllers, I don't actually remember. They're maybe like... 5 inches across, maybe 6 inches across, 4 inches up,
something like that.
So they're not super big. That's maybe 2.5, maybe 3 controllers high. So it's maybe about.
But the controller is pretty much the exact same, though.
Yeah, so it's probably a foot tall, and maybe half a foot wide. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Which is still not super duper big. It's bigger than other consoles, but it's not massive.
Yeah. Look. I think it'll probably be something I'd like to talk a lot more about when we get more to find out more.
Properly announced.
Which I think we're going to find out roughly around when it comes to maybe E3 next year, or just before E3, we'll find out more about it.
Because it'll definitely be announced at a big gaming convention.
From the specs that they've leaked, the Xbox isn't going to be a bad console. But then again, I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be like. But it's we're obviously definitely going to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, again, you can't really go wrong with a console. As long as they just display what specs you've got in it, and then you just decide whether it's worth buying or not. Because you could, it's is it worth it in the end? Because it depends on the specs and the price.
Yeah, that's it.
Because obviously they have to make the specs better, but they can't basically turn it into a computer with the specs essentially.
Yeah, they can't make it too expensive.
Yeah, eventually you may because eventually I feel like. Because computers are always getting better. If computers stopped getting better and consoles kept getting better, there'd become a point that you just buy a computer over a console.
Yeah.
But because computers are always getting better, consoles also always have to get better.
Yeah, indeed.
The consoles are always going to be behind computers, I think.
I very much agree. It's going to be very much. It's very much going to be that case. But then again,
there's never going to be a case where a console there will never. I don't think there will ever be a case where you'll want to spend more on a console than a PC. If your console costs you $2,000 and it's as strong as a PC, why not buy a PC?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But that would be our final thoughts. But we'll move on to the last article that came out this week, and it's kind of a small but big deal. A new Bioshock game announced, being developed by 2K Studio and Cloud Chamber. And I'm pretty sure some studio here in Australia will be helping out, because they helped out with the last.
It's a 2K, right?
2K, yeah.
Is it 2K Australia?
No, because 2K Australia has been shut down.
Oh, well, that's sad.
2K Australia is no longer a thing.
It's because they made a shit game like Borderlands the pre-sequel.
Yeah, that was bad.
Lesson learned: don't let the Australians do your Borderlands games.
But hang on a minute, like it was actually kind of, but then again, like when you play Borderlands, right? It's Mad Max
fun,
on crack.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, technically have Australians make it. It's fine. It's just they had the wrong team do it.
We also made that Mad Max game that came out like 3 years ago now.
Yeah, and that was...
What did that game actually... That game ended up going nowhere, didn't it? Because I haven't heard anything about it. Like, I heard it get released, I saw, like, two episodes of someone playing it, and then just nothing else.
People... It was very well liked, it was very well received, it did do very well.
It's just now that no one plays it, because it's, like, it's older.
But,
I guess I just didn't see many people talking about it.
I'm happy new Bioshock games being announced. It's been a long while since we've had a Bioshock game. And I love Bioshock. I think Bioshock's an awesome franchise, and we need more of it.
Yeah,
we need more games like that.
I still haven't played Bioshock Infinite. It's just sitting on my account.
You need to play it. It is actually amazing.
Wait, never mind. It's not on my account. What the hell? Where'd it go?
I highly recommend if you don't have it, I highly recommend you buy it and play it.
I bought it, and it's gone now. Wait. Huh. Okay, well, apparently, I think it might have been refunded then. I don't know how it would have been refunded, but I don't know. It's not on my account anymore.
Oh, there you go.
So I guess I'll just have to buy it again. But yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about the Bioshock series.
Yeah. No, the Bioshock series is very much good. I don't know much about Cloud Chamber, but I guess I could probably do some research over the week and find out more about Cloud Chamber. Right. So this week we covered all the winners and stuff from... the Game Awards, I think for both of us, it's pretty much been a bit of a hit and miss. But for the most part, big hit. Good to say that nothing funny or silly happened at the Game Awards this year. Usually something silly happens every fucking year. But
like that time the guy opens the envelope with the names with a credit card.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was good. That was funny though. I liked that.
We talked about Sons of the Forest being announced, which I am dying to find out more about. I think...
Yeah, me too. It's cool.
It does. It looks fucking amazing, and I really... I can't wait to find out more. And I hope that the game's not too far away off either.
Yeah, I hope they haven't pulled a Skyrim... Oh, sorry, I pulled an Elder Scrolls, and it's like, yeah, we've announced a new Elder Scrolls. It's coming out in 2024.
Yeah, but then again as well, I'm not a huge fan of Elder Scrolls. The only reason why they announced it was because they were literally on suicide watch that E3 last year. They were fucking on suicide watch. Like, where's our fucking Skyrim? Where's our new Elder Scrolls? Give us it now.
I watched this thing where this person did he edited over the Fallout 7, like when Todd Howard announced Fallout 76. And he did this little, edit over, and it was like Fallout 76, and he goes more like Fallout 70 dicks.
Oh, God.
It's just that's it, and it was just really funny.
There was a new trailer for Ghost of Tsushima came out.
We didn't even talk about that, though.
No, but it's just, I've talked about it, was at the beginning of the year, so it's just a new trailer prop for that. What else? The new game, New World came out. There was a couple other new trailers that were announced too as well. Some of them are for re-release games that we already knew about.
Yeah.
We also talked about The Wolf Among Us coming back as well.
I was going to say, they announced a new Resident Evil, I think, or like a remaster of a Resident Evil.
A remake. That was actually announced before the awards.
Oh, was it?
I think it was a day before the awards were on.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I just saw an article on it's like announced a new, like a remaster or remake of.
Yeah, we actually did forget to talk about that because I did see that this week and I forgot to talk about it. Resident Evil 3 being announced.
Yeah, so that's the one with Leon, isn't it?
Leon was in the last one, but no, Leon's not in 3.
Okay.
Not from memory.
Is Leon how you named your kid, or is that just coincidence?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. So you are a fan of the Resident Evil?
I am very much a fan of the Resident Evil games. And as much as I admit, the movies are fucking dog shit, I do like them too. I found some enjoyment in them. But, yeah, look, I'm happy that we're going to get another remake of them because they did a marvellous job with 2, and I think 3 is just going to be great. It is. It's just, it's
5, Resident Evil 5. I just look at Resident Evil and I'm like, I'm not playing this. I'm too fucking scared.
Oh, it's not that bad. But
Oh.
but yeah, The Wolf Among Us was announced that it's coming back. New studios taking over it. We also talked about, sadly, that the studio behind the Sonic the Hedgehog redesign was shut down.
MDX or something? Oh, MPC? I don't remember.
How
Continue. I don't know if I'm just saying the name of the studio.
Yeah, MPC was the studio.
Yeah, Motion Pictures Company.
We also had a discussion about how DayZ spawned a new genre of the unfinished survival game, which again we sort of just ultimately agreed that yes, it pretty much has in a lot of ways. We talked about Magic Legends, the MMO that's the Magic the Gathering universe. We talked about the new Xbox, and last but not least, the new Bioshock game. We talked about.
Yeah.
So
the article you didn't send me, so I had no idea.
Oh, I thought I sent it to you. Sorry.
Nope.
But that has been a long 2-hour podcast. First time.
Yeah, because you have more people.
I've got a co-host this time,
and I'm entertaining.
Yeah, actually, it's been actually good having someone back with me again because Vesp is like he's sort of in his own little holiday world now, so he hasn't really been able to come in.
Well, funnily enough, I'm on holiday, so that's why I decided to stop by for this one.
Yeah, well, you might be able to stop by for the next couple of till you get back till you get off holidays.
Yeah, well, that's 2 months, so that's fair few podcasts. That's 8 podcasts.
Yeah,
essentially all of them.
Awesome.
Also, not only did we not start on 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, it's also not fucking Monday.
No,
Sunday.
At the moment, it's been an issue with the podcast because I've been back at work now and. They're either getting me to either work days or nights, and it's become to the point now where it's like, I have a schedule to do for my podcast, and I can't fucking do it. But
a quick thing you might be able to do is every time you stream that isn't the Popping Balls podcast, you could just announce when the next podcast is to your viewers so they know.
Well, that's something that me and Vesp are probably going to be in the works for doing. Just organising the podcast weekly instead of just having a strict time, but then again as well we would like to keep to a strict time because then anybody that's new coming to the podcast know where to find it.
Knows when it is.
Yeah. But look, thank you very much, Funny Bunny, for being on the podcast. It has been It's been an awesome podcast this week. And
I'll send you my PayPal details later.
Well, hopefully we'll see you again next week and for the next quite a few podcasts for the next couple of months. And hopefully Vesp will pop in and say hello a couple of times.
Yeah, I was just say, hopefully Vesp comes back so I don't have to keep doing it. You're welcome, Hated Veteran.
Also, too, by the way, if anybody hasn't watched Hated Veteran on Twitch, go and watch him on Twitch. He's a he's Hated Veteran on Twitch. He's a funny Englishman. He's
I thought you said he was a French.
No, I see he's a Pommy.
What's it called? I thought
Pommy's fucking English.
It's not my fault that the word pom is apple in French, okay?
I wouldn't hashtag. Hated Veteran, the Pommy. Yeah, that's a good hashtag.
I call him the English wanker,
but anyway, we're going to let everyone go. Thank you very much for everyone joining into the podcast and Hated Veteran for the subscriber and the $10 donation. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for coming to watch us and sadly, it's going to have to be a spur-on-the-moment thing for the podcast next week. But, again, if work didn't kick my fucking ass, it would be probably even easier. But, anyway, alright, everyone. You guys have a great and safe night. I'm going to go put up my Christmas tree, so take it easy, everyone.
Alright, see yous.